Hey fellas, it's Zachy boy, Huguenot, Cold Sore Haver 5000. Actually, I think I should do this with the glasses off. Coming at you live with another parking lot podcast. This is not a church parking lot, but this is just as dystopian in my view. I really don't know what kind of building this is, but I know that there's trailers being loaded at the warehouse facilities behind me. But, I mean, look at this fucking thing. It's busted down. It's shoddy. It's your birthday. That's the first joke. That's the first. I thought that was really funny. So thank you for listening to that one, and hopefully you laughed at that. Anywho, yeah. So, hey, it's me, the editor here. I just wanted to say that I know stock sound effect clips are played out at this point, but I didn't know where else to go with this one, and I thought I would add something to this video. So I hope you don't judge me too bad, and I think that I hope that you just appreciate it for what it's worth. It's been a while since I've checked in with the crowds, with the unwashed masses. I don't really know, I don't have a vision for this necessarily. I just figured I'd turn on the cameras and see what happened, because it's been a while since I've even done that, and that was kind of my prerogative to finding out what kind of video it was going to be. Was just, let's go somewhere, see an interesting location, and then plop down the camera and see if I can record something. So here I am. It is December 28th, Wednesday, 2021 at this time. I won't check my phone. 6:51 in the PM, and bitch, I don't know. I have felt pretty weird for the last 2 weeks, just kind of in this weird mindset of I don't know what to do from here, which could stem from a few different things, mainly winter. So it is. Hey, we're in the thick of it. It's not cold. I am wearing gloves, but I'm just a little bit of a bitch. I prefer to have warm hands, but I mean, I'm warm. It's warm out here. It's 40 something degrees. This is all just to say the sun is not shining down on me the same way as it used to a month ago, 2 months ago. So there's an inherent amount of sadness that comes from that. But even then, I don't know. I just, what do I even do with my life? I've bought a house. So shouts out to God. Shouts out to Deb, previous house owner. Met her. It was a long story, to say the least. I'm stoked that I have that house, or at least I thought I was. It's a good house. It's a very good house. I really fell in love with it the second I saw it. Aww. Which I looked at countless houses in person, and then didn't feel any type of way about any of them except for this one. And now that I have it, it's okay, I'm here. What now? And there could be any number of reasons as to why I feel that way. I just don't know. It's been a fucking bitch trying to figure this whole shit out. Figuring life out. Period. But now that I have that, right? It's okay. Home base. At the very least, I can do stuff and know that I have a house to go to. Right? All the things that I've romanticized and all the ideas that I've had, I can at least know that I have this. Kind of check that box. Any who suck my nuts, okay? Sony, hook me up with a better camera, okay? This one, it's fine. I don't know where my mind's going now. Awesome. So I don't know what to do from here in life and at this night, during this filming session I'm doing. This is a nice location. It's got decent lights. It feels strange, so I'm into that in a way. But it's not quite what I envisioned. I'm 5 minutes from my house at the moment, and I was expecting to go 20 minutes outside of city limits to really find a space that spoke to me. But I went to the ride cart across the street, thinking that I could blend in with the cars that are parked in the parking lot over there. But they have a whole security check-in system to get even in the parking lot, which, of course, it's a big-ass sales parking lot for cars. Like, why would they not? I underestimated right cart. I'm sorry. But then I was driving out of there, and I saw this parking space across the way, and I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And now I'm here. To what end? Well, I'm figuring that out on the fly. That's life, baby. You figure shit out on the fly. One thing I'll say that might actually mean anything to anybody is I made a New Year's resolution list with my best friend. And one of the things that are on the list is a point about pushing myself out of my comfort zone. One thing that you may not know about me is that I'm very reserved in public spaces, especially by myself. I don't do anything crazy. I don't talk to people. I'm invisible. I'm as invisible can get. I might like dress a little loud, but I am not a person. I bring a friend with me. You know, my friend jokes around with the cashier at the Kroger, and I'm like, something. But I go by myself, and I just do my business, and I go. Because what the fuck? Like, why would I exist in a space? But then, I mean, it's all bullshit, right? Like, so this is the thing. This is the catalyst towards the change, right? I made the New Year's resolution list, and I thought to myself, yeah, let's try to just like push myself out of my comfort zone, not even knowing what that meant at the time. And mind you, this is maybe last week, during the weekend, just doing that as okay, sure, I'll just write stuff down and see what happens. Very, very abstract idea. Push myself out of my comfort zone. In what aspect? Like, where do you go with that? And then I found myself at a park after work, just walking in the trails. Because I like to do that after work, I need to get my steps in. I need to stay healthy. The fuck you mean? I got the cloud foams on. Adidas sponsored this video. Thank you to Adidas. Bankroll, baby. You know what it is. I finally made it big, praise God. But I walk in the park from now and then. Okay, from now and then. To get my steps in. And I like it. It's nice. If it's a particularly nice day, there's sunshine and a little bit of cloud cover, even if it is the middle of December or the end of December in this case. But anywho, went to the park. It's 5 o'clock. I'm walking around and I'm thinking to myself, it's nice to go to a park, as I'm at the park, and just to like walk, but also to think. Because a lot of the day I'm very focused in whatever activity I'm doing. And depending on what it is, like I don't really have time to think. And I'm an active meditator, okay? Full disclosure, I practice mindfulness meditation 10 minutes a day in the morning before I leave for work most days. I don't really do it on weekends that much because I'm not that disciplined. But anywho, I do that, right? I'm that kind of bitch, okay, whatever. But I like to think sometimes. I like to reflect on my situation. To check in with myself, to see if the life I'm living in the routine that I'm so dug in to with my heels at this fucking point is worth living. So I am on this trail and I'm thinking this to myself, and I'm thinking it's nice to think on the trail because I don't really have much to do except for just put one foot in front of the other. And it would be nice to do that out loud, right? Because I think the best when I'm talking, which is also why I like doing this. I'm not a very good brainstormer. I might be if I really like. Car alarm. I might be a good thinker if I actually like made the time and the effort to sit down and brainstorm. Haven't really done that ever, but anywho, this is all just to say I like to talk out loud, to think, right? And it's why I like doing these. It pressures me to do that, especially on camera. So I go to the park. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking it would be nice to talk, but it would be weird to do so on the trail, just to talk to myself. But maybe I could grab my camera phone, my camera phone, and just make a video like on the trail, talking to myself. And I'm thinking like, no, that'd be weird. People would just be on the trail looking at me like, the fuck. And then I remembered my New Year's resolution list. Just bury it in there somewhere, not even very, didn't pertain to much. I didn't think it was important. Push my comfort zone. And I was like, yeah, okay, so I guess. So I rounded a bend. I was getting ready to turn around to go back to my car, and then I was like, should I do that? No, it's kind of weird. I mean, what? I don't think I need to. I look kind of ugly right now. I got a cold sore, etc., etc. It was one sentence would be a reason to do it, and then the next sentence would be an excuse not to do it. And I measured this up after 30 seconds of wrestling with myself, and I was like, what is this thought process? Just turn on the camera and I guess check in and see what happens from there. So baby steps, right? Baby steps is the key to all progress in life. So I turn on the camera and I'm thinking to myself, I'll just turn on the camera, and if I just turn it off in the next second, then that's at least something, right? Turn it on. Looked around. Nobody was there. Okay, what's up? I just turned on the camera just to see what's going on. I talk for like 20 seconds and I'm walking back, and I'm talking about this process in the video, like of me wrestling with myself, like, what should I do this? Should I not? Well, this is kind of bullshit. Like, just do it. Even if people view me as like a weirdo, you're not important in that regard. Like, I don't care what you say. I'm just on the trail doing my thing and you're doing your thing. If you want to look at me, cool. If I'm known as the guy that's on the trail making videos to himself, what does that matter to me or you? I'm just a character to you now. Like, just this whole rabbit hole of a thought process of like, even if eyes are laid on me, what do I care? And I just carried on. And the more that I pressed on with the video, it was like a 10-minute video of just me talking, and there was nobody there. Like, there was one dude that I passed and he was jogging with his earbuds in, so it was like the least conspicuous. Like, I wouldn't think twice about that on a normal day anyway. So, and I said hi. I was like, what's up? I just said hi. I didn't like stop him, and that was that. But that was progress in that one fucking thing, because from there, I started to think about what it is that whole process meant to me, because it's deeper than just, should I record a video on a park trail because there might be strangers passing me. It's, what is it that I hold back? Like, what am I reserved about, in front of who and why? And is that the best thing for me? So one thing that I really am bad at is collaboration with people. If I want to do something, I almost always have to do it myself, artistic wise or whatever. Aside from like some editing projects I've done, or like video shoots, which there's been 2. So I'm really talking out of my ass in that department. Just like, it's the only experience I have. But I'm not like worried about being judged, because there's people, I don't know, it's a whole thing. Maybe I should look into that too, because I'm thinking out loud here. I haven't thought everything I'm fucking saying through, but this is all just to say that tied into stuff that mattered more, and I just didn't realize that it tied in. So I want to make music, but I have a roommate who I love dearly who makes music quite often, and with a wide variety of people, with a wide variety of sounds and projects. And I'm thinking to myself, it'd be great to make some music with this person. So we've tried a few times, and almost every time, even after I've known this person for a little over a year now, I think. So it wasn't the most intimate relationship to begin with, but we're living together now, and it's been 4 months. And it hasn't really gotten much better, even up until recently. But it's been me being reserved and being shy and not being confident about what I'm doing, even if it's like, they have told me there is zero shame in whatever kind of move you make, and I'm like, cool. What do I do? It's weird. Like, just don't hold back. It's a person that doesn't care, and you trying to fucking make something that matters to me. And I'm talking anything. I can't sing in front of other people. That's the hardest thing. Singing and like screaming and doing any kind of like boisterous, exaggerated stuff And it's tough because, like, when it comes to music, I've been such a person that has judged others for being, like, crazy on stage or off stage as, like, you're just being fucking pretentious. Like, this does not mean anything to anybody. But then I really, like, had that process through my own eyes, and I was like, no, I have to do this kind of stuff. Like, if I'm doing anything vocally, I am, like, pacing around, kicking my fucking heels up to my ass cheeks like this. I don't understand it. And I've done this in front of them, but I haven't gone far enough. That's about as far as I've gone, and I've not really done the singing that I wanted to do or anything. This has been a handful of times now, so I kind of get this process for myself. It sucks, right? I want to do this thing, and I know that I can trust this person, but for some reason there's a barrier within myself that won't allow me to do that. There's a cat across the street. Oh. Is that a cat or is that a possum? Oh. Fuck. Check this shit out. Hold up. This is going to be another Yugnot video with another... Shit, that's a tough fucking thing to rotate. Look at that. Look at this man. Or woman. I'm not going to engender him, but look. Them. I think that's a possum. Oh, baby. Stay safe in that parking spot over there. So, I'm thinking to myself, what can I do about this? Before I do this exercise of recording myself in a parking lot kind of shit. Not parking lot. That possum really fucking distracted me. Park trails. I did that thing in a park trail. And so I'm thinking, like, does this tie into that in some way? And I think it does. I mean, just being judged for something that doesn't really, like, I shouldn't care about whether or not I'm judged. Oh, they're coming. Oh, they on the way. Are possums dangerous? Should I be worried? Not that I'm, like, worried, but, like, I don't want to get rabies from this little person. Where are you going? Why is this so hard to rotate? Holy shit. This is important. This is crucial. Where are they going? No. They're just going over there by the block. Whatever. Hope you live your life. Hope I'm not in your way. Okay. I guess I'll get back to business. That threw me for a loop. Not gonna lie, but I'm still here. So what am I trying to say here? Basically, like, do you want to do something? I'm talking to the opossum right now. Do you want to do something? What's holding you back from doing it? I think it's a very worthwhile thing to analyze deeply. And you may not even consider some aspects of that process because they don't come to you. But there are things that are holding you back that's unconscious. The more you try to dig into things, the more that the process will become clear to you, I think. Because in trying to push out from my comfort zone, and I'm doing this in, like, I'm trying to see in which ways I can do this just as an original thought. So, for instance, and this is the reason why I said this in the first place, I did that in the park trails thinking about, I should push myself out of my comfort zone. And it ended up, like, spurring some gears. I got the gears running, started to think about things. Worthwhile project to do that. Just to even think about things in a certain light. And then on my way to this particular parking lot, I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should drive in the right car parking lot just to see what's up. Like, maybe I can go in there and, like, I thought it would be funny to park my car next to these other nice cars in the right car parking lot and record a funny video, and, do something. But turns out they don't like that. There's a whole security booth. Here's the possum. He's just... I gender things very, very often when it comes to animals. But they're walking around the fence perimeter right now. I think they're trying to find a way across the fence. I'm now a commentator for animal wildlife. Oh, they're gone. I think they went under the fence. So, but that comfort zone thought came to me when I was driving on the street. I saw the Reichardt parking lot. I was like, should I go in there? That seems like a weird idea. But I do want to push myself out of my comfort zone. Like, that allows me to take it one step further in the thought process of what could happen, which is nothing. I mean, say you go to the fucking Reichardt parking lot, and like, what's the worst that could happen in the Reichardt parking lot, right? The employees ask you to leave. Okay, well, I at least pushed myself out of my comfort zone, and I'm able to back up whatever kind of thought process I have about that shit in the future with some real experience aside from this imagined fake scenario that I have in my head, which, you know, if you don't live and experience firsthand, you're always going to be measured up against that in this sphere that we call our brain. That is just a real-time simulator of events that, you know, you do or don't want to do. So, like, I'm not going to say to myself, push myself out of my comfort zone and do heroin. I know where that goes. But, like, I should be able to say what can happen at the Reichardt parking lot. What will happen there that will be life-threatening or even just, like, dangerous to me in any significant regard. This is probably safer than going to the spot that I was originally thinking of, which is a fucking rural church parking lot where people can just pull up and say, like, whatever the fuck they want to me. It's rural Ohio, so they might, I don't know, like, stupid projections of weird fake simulation ideas, but still, like, they matter to a degree. This is all just to say, push yourself out of your comfort zone is probably my top a priori kind of just do that, you know, in small ways. Like, this is nothing. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't do the craziest shit ever tomorrow because I'm thinking that, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna take a baby step and maybe record a video on a park trail. Oh, maybe I'm gonna go to this, like, inner city parking lot instead of a rural one, and this has been fine so far. I mean, even if people were to look at me, which there's been none of, somehow there's not been a single garlic pills, dog. Oof. There's not been a single person that's been out here, but even if there was, I'd be like, hi, and move the fuck on, because what the fuck else would happen? I mean, so that's my lesson for myself, is that I've learned is that it doesn't fucking matter what you do in a social space, because even if someone does judge you, you're gonna wake up the next day. Chances are, like, 999 out of 1,000 that you're not going to be harmed in any way. You might take on some psychological damage if you get, like, roasted in public, but it's like, okay, suck my nuts. Like, I can rebuke that, you know. I have an arsenal of tools, I think, at my disposal, and that's another thing that's, you know, I should find that out for fucking real. Aside from thinking that is, you know, someone comes up to me and they're like, you should probably leave the parking lot, bro. And then I go, whatever fucking reaction I have. I mean, I can simulate whatever I want in my head, but it's not, rubber won't meet the road until I make that happen. But I'm kind of glad that it hasn't, because it's been comfy. It's been nice. It's kind of a pretty night. I like street lights and warehouse lights. These are very, I mean, the white kind of fluorescent bullshit lights are ugly to a degree, but it has a certain charm. But then you get your what's the fucking halogen bulbs, right? The very orange yellowish tint to them kind of bulbs, and it's like, yeah, that's that shit that I grew up with. When I think of why this kind of thing is comfortable, I think of, like, driving around in the city of Montreal with my uncle, him smoking cigarettes in the car, and me just looking out the window wistfully like a fucking French girl, like, this is nice. I don't know. I don't really know what it is about that stuff, but it is very comforting. Like a moth drawn to flame or a caveman with fire. I go ooga booga over these fucking halogen bulbs. But, you know, these are fine too. Wow, cool video, Zach. Wow, very cool video. That was so worth filming. Well, the good thing is, this is cheap. It's just some memory space and a part of a battery. And maybe a little bit of wear and tear on the camera. The fuck do I care? I don't know what I would be doing if I weren't doing this. I would probably be playing video games. I bought a house, and the fucking first thing. I've done a lot. But now it's winter. And it's like, well, the fuck do I do?